Fire Protection Association out of Boston, Massachusetts. We were going to let him narrate this, but we'd had to hire an interpreter. Dalton says you put Tom Turkey in the oven, turn him up to 375, he don't do too well. We don't either. Early warning to get up and get out. But what happens if you can't get up and get out? What if you're a child, or what if you're elderly or intoxicated? The glass is starting to melt. We're right now 1 minute into the fire. It's just melted off from the heat that's coming down through here. So the couch is going to catch up. We have a chair. Again, this is all the same materials that are in your home. Nothing here that we have changed. We've done a study back about 6-8 months ago with UL looking at 1950 vintage furniture versus 2012 vintage furniture. We can set the 2012 furniture on fire. We had a flashover in 2 minutes. If you have material inside that house, you ain't gonna burn that house down. But once we put our stuff in there, Mall Paul and Nebraska, then that's when we're gonna load it up with the fuel up. Now you can feel the fire. We're getting the flashover. You see the plastic just melted? That's what we call flashover right there. 2 minutes and 27 seconds. If you live on the second floor and your exit's blocked, you're going to die. We'll have the fire department put it out. We have extinguishment in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We're going to let them go in just a second, put out the hot spots. Tennessee. And we're doing retrofits for about $2 and $2.25 a square foot. So it's very economical. Fixing to come out of the trash can, go up the curtain, across the ceiling. Again, that ceiling temperature is going to be about 400 to 500 degrees by the time it gets that sprinkler head. Yeah, we have some acrylic. Sprinkler head operated at 1 minute and 1 second. Now with the water that comes out of there and the fine mist of that particular water, it does wash the toxins out of the smoke. So you can actually survive that fire. I have sat in those pods before just to prove the point that, yeah, it gets a little warmer for a minute or so, but when that sprinkler head goes off, it cools off pretty quick. Now, at the floor level right now, we're maintaining whatever the outside temperature is. Here, it's survivable. We're going to let it run for just a moment. If you'll notice our styrofoam cups on the wall here, we never even got enough heat to even melt our styrofoam cups. You'll remember over here in about 30 seconds, those are gone. We're putting out 26 gallons of water a minute. We're on a 1-inch line.
We had 2 pods. We set one on fire without a sprinkler system. Of course, I think it said in 2 minutes it flashed over, which it reached about 1,700 degrees inside that pod. The one on the left was a pod with a sprinkler system in it, and as you well seen, the sprinkler went off. The sprinkler was activated, it went off, put the fire out. The newspapers are still on the floor, they're wet, couch is wet, and like he said, you can vacuum that out. In the worst case scenario, you may have to go in there and pull the floor up, put a new floor down. But once that fire reaches like it did on the right side, once it gets up in the attic and it tears the whole roof off of it, you're probably looking at a whole new rebuild. So, room and contents is a lot cheaper than the whole structure.
Fire sprinklers don't save lives. They reduce a little bit of property damage, but what really saves lives, what we're pushing for, what the home builders is pushing for, is updated smoke detectors. There's not been a single fire-related death in a house that had interconnected smoke detectors. So what you want is early detection. You think about the last time your smoke detector went off in your house. There wasn't a lot of smoke. That's what you want. The fire sprinkler doesn't go off until the temperature at the ceiling is 155 degrees. So by the time that goes off, your house is totally filled with smoke and you're not going to get out.